Welcome to the Viral Solutions Podcast. Title and subject we're going to talk about: what is Google Ad Grants? Google Ad, as in advertising grants, it's a program sponsored by Google that provides select nonprofit organizations with $10,000 per month of free in-kind advertising. The program was launched with the goal to assist nonprofits in increasing awareness, attracting donors, helping people across the globe. With the difficulty that many small nonprofits have in extending their reach, Google Ad Grants was designed to give a voice to those that might otherwise go unheard. Since 2003, the program has provided roughly 115,000 organizations with more than $9 billion in free advertising dollars. To date, Google Advertising Grants works with organizations throughout more than 50 countries. Here's a quote: "Nonprofits play such a critical role in our communities, so naturally, we bring the best of Google to support them, offering products, people, and philanthropy." That's a quote from Michael Hurtado, Global Head of Google Ad Grants, in an interview with AFP Global. How does Google Ad Grants work? Well, it works in the same way as traditional Google Ads in the online advertising world. This particular service uses Google's search advertising. So when you launch a campaign, your message is displayed in Google search results to those who are looking for nonprofits like yours. Now, as you can imagine, there's some guidelines that nonprofits have to keep in mind. It's text-only advertising, no videos or images. The purpose of each ad is to generate clicks from the ad to your website, not just awareness. The campaigns, since it's based in Google search, they need to be keyword targeted. If you're familiar with this type of advertising, you know there's a CPC cost, which is a cost per click. Google limits that to a manual bid of $2. These ads will appear in Google search result pages just below the regular paid ads. All right, now we got the rules out of the way, most of them anyway. How do I know if I qualify for a Google Ad Grant? In order to be eligible to receive a grant, your organization must be based in one of 51 designated countries. Additionally, it must hold valid charity status according to your country's requirements. Government agencies, schools, hospitals, similar entities to those, even if nonprofit, are not eligible. Now, there's some exceptions to that, such as a philanthropic arm of an educational institution. They are eligible. for churches and ministries based in the United States, official recognition with a 501c3 tax exemption from the IRS must be shown as proof. To qualify, your organization must also apply to Google for nonprofits and verify nonprofit status. You have to acknowledge and agree to Google's required certifications regarding donation use and receipt. You have to have a high-quality website that adheres to Google's website policies. And you need to get approval in a pre-qualification process that viralsolutions.net can help you with. So what do you need to set up before you begin the application process? 1, a Google for Nonprofits account. As mentioned previously, your organization must have a Google for Nonprofits account set up in order to qualify for a grant. Chances are you already have this. If it's not, it's in your best interest to create one now and register your organization with a company called TechSoup, TechSoup, all one word. This is the company that Google uses to verify your nonprofit status. 2, you need Google Analytics. It's a free tool. You should use it anyway. Helps you streamline the application process. They want to make sure you have an analytics account and that it is installed on your website. You're going to need this program to set goals so you can track how potential donors, volunteers, and other visitors are interacting with your website after you've started advertising. Number 3, you need an SSL certificate. One of the eligibility requirements for ad grants is a high-quality website that adheres to the program's website policy. However, it's worth highlighting that your organization's website also has to have an SSL valid certificate. All right, so once we got that, how do we apply? Well, there's a two-part process to apply for Google Ad Grants. Most nonprofits use an agency like us at viralsolutions.net to help along, but you can certainly do this on your own. So after you've applied for Google for Nonprofits, you've verified your organization, and you've received access to your account, part 1 is to take the following actions. Create an Ad Grants account using the same username as your Google for Nonprofits account. Submit a pre-qualification survey. Watch an Ad Grants training video. Take a quiz. And submit your account for pre-qualification review. Simple enough. Now, part 2. You're going to receive an email that your pre-qualification has been approved. Then they're going to ask you to do the following steps. 1, set up conversion tracking. 2, create your first campaign. 3, set up AdWord groups using keywords. 4, submit all of that in your account for review. Then your account's going to get reviewed to ensure that it complies with the program's policies. And that takes about 10 days to 2 weeks. It can take longer during high volume periods. The whole application process, setting all of this up, all of these steps we've defined, you're looking at somewhere around 3 weeks to pull all of this off. If you've already been verified by TechSoup beforehand, that's really helpful because that tends to take the longest. So plan accordingly for that. I would plan a month. Now, once you're approved, then what happens? When your organization has been approved to participate in the program, the grant money will be applied to your account. If you've followed the activation guide to the letter, you will have skipped the billing section when you set up your account. And you're going to be financially responsible for the charges. Your daily budget for Google Ads will need to be set at $3.29, and you need to adhere to the $2 CPC maximum for keywords. There's some exceptions to that, but it's generally how it works without going into too much detail. If you don't spend the $10,000 you receive each month for advertising, that money will not roll over to the following month. That's why we encourage you to take your time and do a lot of research so that you're bidding on good, solid, relevant keywords that you can draw a good audience for. That's normally good advertising best practices anyway. That way, you'll get the most out of your ad budget. Now, what do you need to do to maintain your qualifications? To be in good standing? Well, you need to abide by the program policies. Make sure that all ads link back to an approved URL. You have to log into your account and check things out at least once a month. And you need to make sure that the ads reflect your organization's true mission. Now, participating in the program also means you're unable to do global targeting or use single-word keywords in the advertising. Other stipulations include making sure you're not selling financial products, advertising for-profit products, or displaying ads from Google AdSense on your website. In other words, you're double dipping on the click. They don't allow that. You have to maintain an average click-through rate of at least 5% each month. And I will tell you, as somebody who's done this for decades, that takes a lot of planning. That's a lot of work. That's not an easy number to hit. Now, it's not out of the range in amounts, and yes, I've made it sound difficult, but it means you need to do a lot of strategic planning so that you can get people engaged to click, not just read. What can this do for your nonprofit? By participating in the Google Ad Grants program, your organization is going to encourage other nonprofit friends to take advantage of this, find out who you are and what you're about. It'll help you develop a stronger online presence, encourage more volunteers to get involved, increase the amount of donations received, put funds currently allocated for ads towards other areas. We could go on. Ultimately, the program can have and has had a tremendous impact on organizations as such, far beyond its monetary value. It's a great way to educate individuals about your organization, give them free resources, grow your staff, increase other funding. It's definitely worth looking into, and we're here to help at viralsolutions.net. We can talk it through with you. We're here to see you succeed. Success, in our opinion, means we help double your donors with proven marketing strategies. viralsolutions.net and the Viral Solutions podcast is where you stay up to speed on the ever-changing world of marketing.